Are you sure you haven't seen Kelly? No, we've had the police working on it since late last night. Well, just give me a call if you hear anything. Thanks.
Ted, where have you been?
Everywhere. I've been driving all night, asking at restaurants and the only place I can think of. Nobody's seen her.
That doesn't make any sense. If they've kidnapped her for ransom, we've been contacted by now.
No. I'm gonna go back out and check again. I just want to know if you guys heard anything or not.
Did you look along the beach?
Yeah, first thing. But I'll go try again.
All right, do it.
There's still no answer at this place.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like this at all. I've got a very bad feeling about this situation.
Why? Why do you feel that way?
I don't know how to explain it, honey, but I have not liked this Nick person from the beginning. There's something about this man.
I'll get it.
Yeah, hello, Mr. C. Unfortunately, we don't have any leads at all. All I can tell you is I did put out an APB on her at 8 o'clock this morning.
I want to know what you think about this Nick Hartley.
I've been trying to call him. There's no answer at his place.
Yeah, he didn't answer his door either when I went over there. I let myself in. Kelly's car is parked out in back, but neither of them was there.
It sounds very suspicious to me.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, Mr. C.
Look, I know he's a friend of yours, but it's beginning to look like he has something to do with this.
Well, I doubt that.
Well, they're both disappeared, haven't they?
There could be a perfectly logical explanation for it, I'm sure. I think it's early to be jumping to conclusions.
Well, there's something very strange going on here. Well, Cruz, I want you to find Nick, and I want you to find out what he knows about Kelly. And I'll bet whatever it is, he's had a hand in this.
Don't be too long. The announcement should be any minute
Right
now.
there.
Santana, I'm sorry, but this is not a very good time to come calling. We're in the middle of a crisis here.
I heard about Kelly, CC. I'm sorry, but that's not why I'm here. Mama's sick today, and she asked if I'd come by and help out with Brandon. I won't get in your way, I promise. Assuming that all of this is all right with you.
Of course, all right. It would be a big help. I'm going to be busy with everything else. Brandon needs to have someone with him.
Mr. C, you want to come over here and look at this?
It's the police report on Kelly.
The picture you are looking at is that of Kelly Capwell Perkins, who has been missing since 9 o'clock yesterday morning, which is when she was last seen. She is described as having blonde hair, blue eyes, is 5 feet 6 inches tall, and weighs approximately 110 pounds. Anyone having any information as to her whereabouts is asked to call this number, area code 805-555-9627.
Kelly?
Yeah, we came as soon as I got your message. What's up?
I saw Kelly around 11 o'clock the morning of the day she disappeared.
Amy, where? Tell us.
I caught her and her friend Nick in Jack Lee's office. They were going through his files.
Going through his files?
I can't believe it. I was so surprised. I didn't know what to do. Kelly's not the kind of
Excuse me,
person
Amy,
that
did you try asking them what they were doing?
Well, yes, I did.
And what did they say?
Well, they said, Nick said that they thought Jack was involved in something illegal, that he wasn't the, quote, upstanding citizen everybody thought he was.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I know.
You and I both
And
know
what
that.
did you do?
I know.
What did you do?
I had to tell Jack Lee about it, and he was really nice. He said not to worry about it, and he'd take care of it.
He'd take care of
cool
it?
guy, you know?
He said he'd take care of it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh, Cruz, you don't think Jack Lee had anything to do with Kelly's disappearing?
Well, I don't know, Amy, but I'm going to find out. Thank you for calling us. Come on, Eden.
Where are you going?
Come on!
Kelly? Missing? You don't think she was kidnapped, do you?
I don't know what to think at the moment. I don't know. So why don't you tell us about this break-in? Amy says you told her you'd handle it?
Yes, that's true.
Uh-huh. Well, I'd like to know what Nick and Kelly were looking for here, and I'd like to know what you meant by saying you'd handle it.
Well, I have absolutely no idea what they were looking for in here. I called the police, and after I called the police, I called this Nick character to tell him I'd reported it, ask him why he was here, and he became extremely abusive of me.
Really? In what way?
Verbally, I mean. He called me, for one thing, a typical capitalist, money-grubbing pig. After I heard that, I thought, well, maybe this whole thing was politically motivated. He is a Vietnam veteran, is he not? And you hear these terrible stories about these men who've come back. I thought, well, perhaps he's become slightly unhinged by his war experience.
That still doesn't explain what Kelly was doing here with him.
No, you're absolutely right. It doesn't. Well, these people can be very persuasive, though. Maybe he's won her over to his viewpoint.
Yeah, well, I'm still curious to know what you meant by saying you'd handle it.
Oh, I just meant that I would call the police, which I did. I left Kelly's name out of it, being a good friend of the family and all that. And then afterwards, I called Nick himself.
And that's when he became abusive to you over the phone?
Absolutely. It was like he went absolutely crazy. He said he would pay me back if it was the last thing he'd do. He'd get even with me. He cursed. I mean, it was like listening to a man having a nervous breakdown over the phone.
How odd. You know, that doesn't sound a thing like the Nick I know.
Well, Cruz, you haven't seen him in a few years. I mean, I thought he was strange when I met him the first time.
Well, I think it goes a little bit deeper than that, even. I'm afraid he has very serious psychological problems. Look, would you please give my sympathies to your father? Tell him I will stop by later today and offer whatever help I can give.
Oh, well, you've been very helpful already answering his questions, really. Cruz, I don't think there's any more questions. Is there?
No, I don't think there are any more at the moment. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Oh, my pleasure. I wish you luck, and I pray that this young man has done nothing to hurt Kelly.
I'm praying for the same thing. Well, thank you, Amy.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, thanks again for your time, Amy.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
What did they say?
Well, apparently Mr. Lee was telling the truth. He did file a police report, and he didn't mention Kelly. So maybe he really was covering up for the family like he said. Not that I'd expect a man in his position to be lying or anything, but,
I can't believe you could seriously think that Kelly would do anything illegal.
I don't, but obviously something strange is going on.
Of course it is. It's your friend Nick. He's gone bananas, just like Jack Lee said.
Eden, I know the man. That couldn't have been what happened.
I guess you think all your friends are magically protected. They don't have breakdowns, right?
If Nick was going to crack up, he'd have done it a long time ago.
Well, let me tell you what I think. I thought he was strange when I met him, and Kelly did too. And if they were in Jack Lee's office, it was Nick's doing, and Nick's alone. Kelly would never do anything like that. The thing I'm worried about is what Nick had to do to get her there. You know how vulnerable she's been since Joe died, and Marcello had her believing in him. I think Nick is using her the same way.
You know, it's not going to get us anywhere standing around here trying to invent things that could have happened. We need to get out and actually find out what did happen, all right?
A little speculation is not going to do any harm. I mean, how can we possibly go out there and find out what happened if we don't start looking for what did?
Next time I have a free month, I'll ask you to explain that there to me in greater detail. But for now, let's get a move on, shall we?
Hello again. Just on my way over to your father's, see what I can do to help.
Oh, no, you've done more than help, honestly. Listen, I hope we didn't say anything to offend you.
No, of course not. Mr. Castillo here is just doing his job. The important thing right now is to get Kelly back home. That's all any of us should be concerned about right now.
Thank you.
Welcome to look at it. Like I say, Mr. Hartley hasn't been home in, at least 2 or 3 days. Well, here it is. Right in there is that room he uses for a dark room. And then there's the kitchen and the bathroom over there.
Right, thank you. We won't be very long.
Mr. Hartley isn't in any kind of trouble, is he?
No, I don't think there's any reason to worry about that. We're just trying to locate him. So, thanks again for your help.
Oh, well, just be sure and lock the door when you go.
You bet we will.
Did you look at these?
Yeah, she's a real photogenic lady, isn't she?
Maybe he has the same type of obsession with her that Peter did.
Oh, come on now. I've had pictures of women in my room. That doesn't make me dangerous.
Now, don't try to sit there and protect your Nick just because he's a friend of yours. Friendship has nothing to do with innocence.
You know, when that hired assassin tried to kill Kelly, it was Nick who stepped forward and saved her life. I think we should keep that in mind. You know, the two things could be connected.
Well, maybe the only reason he saved her life is so he could control it. Huh? I mean it. This is not normal. Sure, pictures of women, but not so many pictures. Look at them.
I grant you, it's a little unusual.
A little unusual.
Where's he?
Maybe Jack Lee's theory was right. A Vietnam-related flashback or experience or something?
Let's not start playing army psychiatrist, at least not yet, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. No criticizing old buddies, huh? What is this?
What?
This color, this is a piece of Kelly's, favorite blouse. I know it.
We better get the lab to check this out. Come on, Nicky. Don't be losing it on me now, brother.